Hello students, today we are going to discuss an interesting topic and a very important topic as far as the NEET point of view is concerned, that is regulation of kidney functions. This topic is a crucial topic in NEET syllabus. It is, you can say, can be divided in major three categories, that how the kidney functions are regulated. One is by Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System. How the kidneys, they control the body. This is one, Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System, or in short, it is also known as RAAS, R-A-A-S. The second important mechanism that regulates the kidney function is by help of antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, or commonly known as vasopressin. And third is with the help of atrial natriuretic factor, ANF. Atrial natriuretic factor. In short, this is also called as ANF or ANP. P is peptide, or it is also known as factor. So these are the three key mechanisms which are involved in regulation of kidney functions. So today I am going to discuss with you the most important, that is Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System. So let us start with this topic, Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System. I am going to start with Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System. Renin, Angiotensin, Aldosterone System, or as I told, in short, this is also known as RAAS. There are three important biomolecules which are mentioned over here. One is renin, another is angiotensin, and third one is aldosterone. These are the three chemicals which are released from different organs, different sites, and they jointly perform important function to regulate the kidney function. So to understand this complex mechanism, let us first understand the basic anatomy in the kidneys where the system operates. So we all know that there are two types of the nephrons in kidney. One is cortical nephron, another is juxtamedullary nephron. So this system operates in juxtamedullary nephrons. As we all know that these nephrons, they have got longer loop of Henle. They are also provided with well-developed vasa recta along with them. Let me draw a simple diagram to explain that. Suppose this is the distal convoluted tubule, DCT. This is the transverse section of DCT, you can say, just for the sake of your understanding. This is typical cells which are present in DCT. They are known as macula densa cells. They are chemosensory cells. And in juxtamedullary nephrons, there is glomerulus or glomerular capillaries which are formed by afferent arteriole. Suppose this is glomerulus, this is afferent, and this one is efferent arteriole. By this time, it must be very clear to you that how the blood is being transported to the kidneys. Okay, how the blood is transported to the kidneys. This is glomerular capillary network which is present inside the kidney. I am just going to label this for your help. So this is the transverse section of DCT, distal convoluted tubule. These cells, they are macula densa cells, macula densa cells. This is efferent arteriole. This is afferent arteriole. And this is glomerulus. Now, very important cells which are present over here, they are modified smooth muscle cells present on the afferent arteriole. These cells, they are called as juxtamedullary cells. Juxta ka means facing each other. Juxta, Juxta, juxta glomerular cells. Juxta glomerular cells. This entire structure which I have drawn over here is juxtamedullary apparatus. This is juxtaglomerular cells. Commonly, it is called as JG cell. These are made by modified smooth muscles. Modified smooth muscle cells. These cells, they synthesize, they stores and they release a chemical called as renin. As and when required, they releases renin in the bloodstream. Juxtaglomerular cells. So this entire structure, this is Bowman's capsule, this is DCT, and this is afferent arteriole, glomerulus. This entire structure which I have drawn over here, it makes up the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus, or in short, JGA, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now this structure, it is involved in this system, renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Okay, so let us study that when this system starts, what are the conditions, what are the preconditions which allows this system to start. So there are 3 or 4 situations in which the system is triggered on. So let me discuss with you. There are 3-4 situations. One is if there is a fall in GFR, if there is a fall in plasma sodium levels, when there is a fall in blood pressure, when there is excessive blood loss, or any other condition in which the body fluid dynamics changes so that the other physiological functions also changes. In this situation, I am going to mention over here, number 1 is if there is a fall in GFR, number 2, fall in plasma sodium levels, fall in plasma sodium levels, number 3, fall in blood volume or blood pressure. In these type of situations, there is a change in the osmolarity. Change in osmolarity in the fluid which is flowing in DCT. DCT contains what? DCT contains filtrate. So DCT osmolarity changes in these circumstances. Change in osmolarity of filtrate in DCT. So there are 4 questions which can be asked from here in NEET exam, that in which circumstances or in which condition this system starts. This system triggers in these circumstances. These circumstances triggers the macula densa cells, in DCT. They get stimulated. Macula densa cells, once they get stimulated, they releases specific chemical signals which triggers the JG cells. JG cells get stimulated. As I have already told you that when the JG cells they get stimulated, they have a chemical stored within them, that is renin. The spelling is typical RENIN. Sometimes the questions are asked with the different spelling, that is RENNIN, which is not the correct answer. Correct answer is RENIN. Pronunciation is same, renin. Renin, it is a type of chemical which acts as a hormone. This chemical renin, it is released in the blood plasma. It is released in the blood plasma. What it does? Let us study what is the role of renin now. In these circumstances, the levels of renin, it increases in the blood plasma. What is the function of renin? Renin, it also acts as an enzyme. There is a organ called liver in our body. This liver secretes a chemical called angiotensinogen. It is a zymogen, inactive enzymatic substance, inactive protein, angiotensinogen. This acts as a substrate for renin. Renin cleaves it. Renin breaks it. Renin acts as an enzyme as well as hormone over here. It breaks angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1. Now there is a cascade reaction which we are already studying. Is a cascade reaction. One reaction triggers another reaction. Angiotensin 1, see, this reaction is happening in the blood plasma. Angiotensin 1, it travels in the blood, and when it reaches over the surface of the lungs, so the lungs, the outer surface, they have got typical enzyme present over here called as angiotensin converting enzyme. Short form is ACE. ACE. This ACE, it is present on the surface of lungs. These are lungs. This substance cleaves the angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1. ACE breaks it into angiotensin 2. Now this is an active substance, angiotensin 2. Let us study what exactly angiotensin 2 does. So by far, I hope I have made myself very clear in the cascade reactions. What is happening over here? Angiotensin 2 is synthesized. Angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2, it is a powerful, it is a very strong vasoconstrictor substance. It causes vasoconstriction of constriction of efferent arteriole. This is the key point. Efferent arteriole, not afferent, because the moment you cause vasoconstriction of afferent arteriole, there is a reduced blood supply. It causes constriction in the efferent arteriole, so that there is a more time for blood to remain in the glomerular capillaries, and it increases GFR. This is the important function. Second, angiotensin 2, it triggers the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland has got two parts, outer cortex and inner medulla. So the outer cortex secretes another hormone called as aldosterone. It is a steroid hormone, we all know. So aldosterone release is triggered with the help of angiotensin 2. This is another important question which can be asked in the NEET exam. Increase in aldosterone production from adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex. Now, what is this aldosterone? It is a steroid hormone, as I told you. It acts specifically on the typical cells of distal convoluted tubule, DCT, and it causes increased absorption of sodium, increased absorption of water, as well as increased elimination of potassium ions. Aldosterone increases sodium and water reabsorption from DCT and collecting duct also. DCT and collecting ducts. Second function it performs, it increases elimination of potassium. Elimination of potassium ions. It increases the blood volume. It increases the plasma osmolarity. Now we must remember that when this system was triggered on, when there was the fall in blood pressure, when there was fall in GFR, when there was a fall in plasma sodium levels. So as such, it is a vasoconstrictor chemical, it increases the blood pressure. Increase means the blood pressure which was lower at that time, now it has risen up to the normal levels. It does not mean it causes hypertension over here. Second, vasoconstrictor effect on efferent arteriole increases the GFR, which was reduced. Again, the GFR which was reduced, it has come to the normal level. And third one is, it acts on the DCT and increases the absorption of sodium ions, water, not only from DCT but also from collecting duct. Elimination of potassium is also increased. All this helps in maintaining the osmolarity of plasma, blood plasma. So with this, we can say that kidneys, they play a very important role in maintaining the blood pressure, maintaining the blood volume, maintaining the blood pH, and as such, it is an auto-regulated system. It does not require any medicine to be taken for the system to get activated. This starts working automatically in the circumstances which I have discussed. So I hope, I am confident that I have made myself very clear regarding angiotensin and its role in regulation of kidney functions. Thank you.